Hey guys, Ryan with RC Customs here. So today we're going to be working on the Ranger. I got the 2.5-inch rough country lift kit that I'm going to be installing. I originally planned on making a video of doing the Mustang, pulling the transmission and engine out of it, but it started raining and being gross and cold, so I decided that, you know what, I'm going to go to the shop today. I'll work inside. I'll work on the Ranger a bit. The Ranger content seems to be doing really well on the channel, so I'll guys keep you updated. The last thing I did was the RTR grill. You guys may notice I ended up doing the RTR fender flares. I ended up doing the smoked marker lights and also the smoked third brake light. I didn't make a video on that. I didn't have my GoPro on me at the time when I was doing it, so yeah, that kind of fell through. But so we're going to be doing the video today on the lift kit for the front, and hopefully it comes out pretty decent. But yeah, so there should be more stuff coming with the Ranger. I'm getting the PPE, whatever, Pacific Coast Performance oil pan. I forget what it's exactly called. So that could solve the limp mode issue when you floor the car. So we're going to be working on that. Probably that should be coming in on Tuesday. And then possibly doing a diff cover with the extended capacity, so I could do a oil change on the transmission, the engine itself, and the rear and forward diff, change the oil out of them. But yeah, so we're going to be doing the rough country kit, but I'm going to get the car set up on the lift, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So basically the first thing I was doing to start was the rough country kit comes with these bolts that fit into the lift, and I was just hammering them in, so they're just good to go, ready to go whenever. But so now we're going to be taking the wheel off and starting to pull apart the suspension here, so then we can slip the shock out, put the kit on top, and then put it all back together. So see you guys in a bit when I get the wheel off and everything, and start pulling the suspension apart. So the first thing Rough Country wants you to do before you start doing anything crazy is take this whole module out. Yeah, that whole module right there. Here, unplug all 3 of these wires. They recommend you do it for, I guess, if you're moving the rack around so you don't mess anything up. So yeah, I'm going to unplug them all, and yeah, then we're gonna get started. right, so we basically have the whole knuckle pretty much disassembled except for the CV axle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen up the nut on the CV axle so I don't accidentally pull it out. That's one of the things you gotta be careful about when you're doing this, because you could pull the CV axle out of the transfer case, and that's just not good. So basically we disconnect sway bar end link, the upper control arm, the upper wishbone, and the ball joint here. And now we have our whole knuckle free. So I'm going to put a impact on this to loosen it up a bit. Easiest way to do it is to leave the brakes on when you're doing it, so you're not fighting against yourself here. You're not having to hold this in place. But then, yeah, we're gonna start taking the shock out here. And the only issue, I think, I don't know where that came from, is probably gonna be this nut back here. It looks like the previous owner of this Ranger did a lot of off-roading. Like, for a 19, there's a lot of surface rust, and like, it's pretty crazy. It's a little upsetting, but you know, whatever. But yeah, so we're basically gonna take this out, these bolts off, and loosen up that CV nut so we don't accidentally put the axle out of the transfer case. So see you guys once I get that done. Okay, I hope that captured. My GoPro's acting up somewhat. I don't know what the deal is with it. I don't know if the card on it's bad or what, but I hope that captured it. But basically, we took 3 bolts out of the top, 2 out of the bottom, and then unbolted the CV axle. To get enough play out of it, I had to knock the CV axle a little bit out, and then I was able to pry down on it enough. So now we're going to basically just blow this out and clean it up, because this is some bullshit. Because this sucks, because someone took this off-roading and now it's all full of sand and shit. So I'm gonna blow it all out, blow the shock off because it's covered in dirt. You know, I really should have known better that someone took this off-roading, because it was all out in the Hamptons on the beach, and yeah, it seems like just someone had a great time with it. So I'm gonna clean it up, and then they recommend that you knock these studs out to give you the clearance to get them to be able to pull it out. But I think with the CV axle out, I think I'll have way more than enough. This has so much play in it now, like ridiculous amounts of play. And just make sure that that's not out. Yeah, that's in there still. Okay, because that is something that can happen. You can accidentally pull this out of the transfer case. I probably said 100 times, excuse me. And but yeah, we're just gonna blow this down, because look at this. This is yeah. Yeah, covered in sand and dust and shit. So we're gonna blow it out and clean it up, and yeah, so I'll see you guys after I blow it out. And I'm going to be then installing the leveling kit. This really wasn't that hard. You could definitely do it with jack stands and hand tools. Just be patient. The only thing you're probably gonna need that's specialty is a 35 mil for the CV axle nut. But yeah, if you have that 35, you'll be golden. And yeah, so I'll see you guys after I blow this all out with some air. Alright guys, so everything's back together. I had to pry down on this upper control arm very aggressively to get this started. And then I had to disconnect the sway bar on the other side to pry this down. And I threw this in first before I fucked with anything. But yeah, the studs had to come out. But yeah, it looks good. This is wild. This is such a small tolerance now. I'm nervous. But, and look at the ball joints just cracked out right now. Alright, well, we'll see how it is. If it's bad, we'll take it out and just get like an actual entire lift kit for this thing. But the sway bar on this side looks a lot lower, and I could probably give it a little more juice, you know, if I needed to. But now we're gonna start on this side, and yeah. All right, I forgot to mention this too. My shocks, they're the FX Off-Road Performance Package shocks. They have this little tab here that you just need to cut off. So when you cut that off, you'll be able to slide them on. I don't know why they do that. I guess if you have a standard lift, a standard suspension kit. But yeah, I don't know why it does that. So, but yeah, so we're just gonna go boop, and then should be good. Alright, so as you guys saw, it kind of got a little cut, but you have to heat these up, spray them with penetrating oil, really good. These are the bottom studs for the shock, and you're gonna air chisel, air hammer them out, or hammer them out. I put them in a vise and hammered them out, and that just makes it so it's, because now you're taking up 2.5 inches on top. So what I do is I slide it in, I put all the nuts on the top, then this is in the spot here. I'm gonna get two new nuts for these because they kind of got a little wrecked from air chiseling them. So if you want to use original nuts, you can use them. I'm just gonna use two new nylon nuts that are the same size. Like this one got wrecked, but that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah. All right guys, so I got both sides done. I'm going to throw the wheels on the truck, and I'm gonna take it up the street and see how it feels driving. Give it a little test ride. A lot of people say they don't complain about this kit, that there's nothing wrong with it. I still gotta put the ABS in. If you're ever doing this, be super careful with this. These are very expensive. They're a pain in the ass to, the connection's right there, but they are super sensitive and you can break them very easily, and they're expensive. But yeah. Oh, also make sure you disconnect this brake line, because you don't want to pull this and break a brake line now while you're working on it. But yeah, we're gonna take it on a little test ride. I'm gonna clean up the area a bit, throw the wheels on, go out, go up and down the block, and see how it feels. And I'll come back to you guys after I do that, and give you like my final kind of review on it. It was kind of a bitch to put in. So the things I don't like is, like, you look, the clearance on the sway bar, like it can't even fit my pinky in there. So that worries me. Look how cocked this axle is now from this, and the ball joint here is just cracked out right now. You definitely need an alignment after. I'm going to be taking it to an alignment shop either tomorrow or the next day. So I'm just gonna slam the wheels on and I'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, just test drove the truck up and down the block, went over some bumps, some like not super aggressive bumps where I'm beating the shit out of it, but like, you know, you can feel the suspension. It definitely, I don't know, I can't really tell the difference just by looking at it. It definitely looks straight now, like, you know, like the line is straight across. But now I can definitely get rid of these hand cooks and get some NATO Recon grapplers, or, you know, something a little more meaty, you know, on the tire. But the truck's looking good now. I'm really impressed. The RTR grill, the fender flares, everything. It's all coming together slowly. We just need to get some bigger rims and tires, which will come probably next. You know, as a cosmetic mod. Probably one of the other things I'm gonna do. It does look taller. It definitely looks taller, you know. But probably one of the other things I'm gonna do is that oil pan. We're gonna be doing that probably next weekend. So stay tuned for that. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna be draining the oil. I'm gonna be doing an oil change on it. Put some raw purple through it because it is a turbo car. It is a high compression engine. So yes, I will be doing raw purple on it. Possibly, very possibly changing the gear oil in it. A lot of guys, they change the gear oil and they love it. They say it's the best thing for the car. So probably change the gear oil on it. It's so weird because, like, I'm looking at this 66 rear end. Yeah. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. Maybe some new running boards later on, but definitely the next thing is going to be the oil pan, the diff cover with the extended capacity, so I don't starve the diff of oil. I want to make sure that it's good to go, that the truck's not going to leave me stranded somewhere. So we're going to be doing that. Right now I'm just going to throw some air in my tires, air them up, make sure they're all full. But yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned. Hopefully weather tomorrow will be a little nicer. Come back here, grab my box, throw it in the back of the truck, and hopefully, for the love of God, I can pull the tranny on the Mustang. I'm dying to use the quick jacks I purchased. I am so excited. Hopefully that gets done. And oh, you know, I was gonna do the boost gauge today, but this took a little longer and it was not super difficult, but it was a pain in the ass. If you're gonna be doing this, I definitely, if you don't have like an air hammer and stuff like that, I definitely recommend you do it with a friend. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna clean up and pack up and get going. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Anything else that you think I could do better in the videos. You know, any feedback's welcome. And also, oh, sorry, another disclaimer. If you're doing this, make sure you get an alignment after, because you will. Anytime you touch suspension, you need to get an alignment. Make sure you get an alignment. It's worth it. It's worth it in the long run. And also, if you're going to be doing this, double check your CV axle seals, because if you pop that out and you start going down the road at a high rate of speed, and you got all crazy shit that can go wrong. So just be careful if you're doing this. Definitely take the CV axle out when you're trying to, out of the knuckle when you're trying to do this, because if you go and do this and the CV axle comes out and you don't realize it, or something terrible happens, you're going to be having a bad day. And hopefully that didn't happen to me, and hopefully it's in there still. No, I checked. They both are in there, and I'm looking right now. Yeah, she's in there. It's the suspension looks a lot better now that it's sitting. Like, this isn't all asshole down like that, you know. Like the sway bar looks. The sway bar still doesn't have that much clearance. The ball joint looks better. The CV axle's still a little cocked, but it doesn't look as like jerked off as it was when it was in the air, when it was all hanging. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.